Howdy, it's me, Monabyss, and it's November. It's not November. It's no peanuts, no tree nuts, no pine nuts, no any other sorts. Pistachios. No pistachios. That's for next month. So I decided that I was gonna do a pinup style piece of art. It wasn't, I decided it wasn't gonna be a character or anything. I didn't want to draw a character. I wanted to just go with it. We're gonna do a pinup style. We're gonna have the corset, or whatever you call it, the bustier. I don't know what a bustier is, but it feels like the right word. That might just mean boobs. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to do it with like a really nice, like I wanted to try and figure out line thickness. There were different line thicknesses for sure. Whether it was correct or not, well, it's a done piece, so I guess it has to be correct. That's how it worked. It wasn't supposed to be a character, but you'll see after once I do all the line art and I slap down like a base color of blue, I'm like, wait a second. Because I like red hair. I was gonna do it like black and I was like, no, I don't want black hair. Because I wanted to like define all the curls and stuff. And then I realized if I red hair on this like the base bluish green that I put down, it would look like the poison ivy. And I was like, why don't I just make it poison ivy? So that's what happened. I end up making this character into poison ivy. I use her color reference and her face reference, freckles and everything from Queen Ivy from the Fear State arc, because I really like how she looked when she was introduced as Queen Ivy in the Fear State arc. It was just so pretty. There was so much to it. If I had sketched this out as Ivy, I probably would have done something more with her outfit, made it more like a leafy, put more flowers. You see in the end that I do like sketch out like a flower to put around her, and I'm like, no, I didn't want to do that. So it looks like a very basic, like, yeah, you can see it could be poison ivy, but it could also just be some green lady with red hair. This took a really long time because I wanted to try like a weird rendering style. I don't contour faces or anything. So this was like a first for me. When I was doing her face with all her like green contours and stuff. Also, the comics never really close up on Queenie, as far as I could find. They don't really close up on Queen Ivy's like eyes or her eye color of it. So I was just like going around and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wing it. So I really did wing it on that part. But the full detail of all the like light and all the shading that I did for like her skin, for her face contouring, for the clothes, and I really like how I colored her hair. I don't know what else going on with that, but like I was loving it. It was there for it. I got a reference for the bottle, and I was like, I know bottles reflect. I didn't do a great job of reflecting the bottle onto the skin, but I feel like it was really pretty with how I reflected the skin and a bit of her hair onto the bottle, and I was like, oh, I'm living. It's not even going to be entirely noticeable because it's like one part of the drawing, but it's there. The glass that she holds, I find it so ugly. It just never came out to be a nice color. The lines were just like, it was not a nice thickness. I feel like after once I rendered it a bit, it looked like more into the photo, but to me, it was just like, every time I see it, I'm like, the glass. I don't know what I could do better, but I could do something better. I didn't really want to give it like too much of a background because pinup styles are normally like, if there is a background or a prop, it's just a prop. It's just to put the person into perspective of like, maybe they've got their leg up or maybe they've got this and that, but it doesn't need like a background. So I was just like, she gonna be just chilling on a bed. That's it. She gonna be blankets, pillows, I don't know. And I was like, I don't know how to draw or color like the whole sheets and everything or whatever I wanted to call them. Just put on a sheet. It's like a bed. And I was like, actually, I do know where I could find a reference on how to color them, how I could get multiple references. And I sat there and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to search up body pillow art because they all have like the sheet ruffles and all that stuff that like of someone laying down. And I was like, I'm gonna have to go and look at them and hope that there isn't gonna be something nasty on my screen because there are a lot of not great ones out there. The ones that you're like, I don't think that's legal and I don't think they should be made, but like, the internet, you can't really fight some people out there. It's some wild stuff. When it comes to Batman, I'm gonna go on a tangent for Batman. I really like DC. When I was growing up, I was like, DC versus Marvel was never like there wasn't a better one for me. I never understood the fight between, what do you mean? I was like, they're both superheroes, they've both got pros and cons, I love them both. Then I started reading the comics properly. Like, I started getting really into the comics and the TV shows, and the TV shows were great for both of them. The live action movies is where it definitely started to differentiate itself for me. And then, like, the comics at the time, the comics for like, because I never liked the X-Men. I never had any interest in the X-Men. I liked Mystique, but that's because I'm fruity as hell and I'm living my best life. And so I was just like, oh, I don't have to like judge an entire like company off of one of their properties when they have all these other ones, so I didn't. And then I tried to look in their other properties, and while they have like bits and pieces that are really good, I'll like go over things like from Marvel, and then I'll be like, yeah, they've got bits and pieces that are really great and I love them. And then I'll go over to DC, and multiple characters and multiple like stories will be like, I love all of these, and I'm like, oh, never mind, I get the whole DC versus Marvel thing. I like DC far better than Marvel. I don't actually think I own any Marvel books. I don't think I ever went out and specifically bought them. I might have gotten a few like free comic book day like comics from them, and I just looked at them and I went, this isn't what I want. Like, I never explicitly went out and saw like a Marvel book and went, wow, this is what I want. I'm sure I'm going to upset multiple people with this, but you know what? We're allowed to like different things. I have been watching the Marvel movies and stuff recently. I decided, I'm borrowing someone's Disney Plus account. Don't tell Disney. The man's head is in a freezer and he was probably racist. I don't know enough about Disney, but I feel like he wasn't a great man. So you can't snitch on me, because otherwise you're a traitor. I don't know. You can't do it. Anyway, so I've been watching, I decided, because I've been living in like, maybe the movies weren't as good as I remember of all like the Marvel movies. I was gonna watch it for, like, they have on Disney all the movies in order from stages rather than in like whatever one. So I was like, well, I'm gonna watch stage 1, then I'm gonna watch stage 2, and I'm gonna watch stage 3. So I've gone through, I've watched stage 1, and it was all the Iron Man movies and the beginnings and the like introductions, and I was like, no, these really do live up to my memory. They're fun, they're by themselves, they don't have like this complicated stuff about them. I keep going and I'm like, yeah, they are good movies. It's just when they start getting convoluted and they start adding more and more stuff to it. They're still good movies, but it's just a lot. I'm still making my way through because I know the newest phase is less movies and more series. And I know that's gonna take me a really long time, so I'm like, oh, I'm scared. From the minute I'm actually recording this, I'm up to Thor Ragnarok, which is, I think that's when when Thor Ragnarok came out. That's the first movie I didn't see in order, other than like I didn't watch Ant-Man and I didn't watch Thor Ragnarok when it came out. All the other ones I think I watched fairly close to when they came out. I'm really going off topic from like the whole picture that I'm drawing, but anyway, it took me a really long time and I have things to say. I also I have a lot to say. But no, they are still good movies. And I'm watching them and I'm like, there's hits and misses, you know? But I'm not expecting every movie to be good. I'm not expecting them to all to be catering to me. A lot of series, definitely. But no, I'm also in between like taking my breaks from Marvel. I'm watching things like Batman and stuff. I'm like, no, the Batman movies, they all still hold up really well. I've been watching some of the animated series and mostly Batman because they really made a lot of Batman, and you know what, that's fine, because every time they do something new, they do something fun, they do something creative, and I'm like, hell, do it again, just reboot him again, I don't care, I'll watch it. I do hope that they bring more Ivy into it, like with the new Harley Quinn animated series. I'm loving it because it gives such like more character and perspective to both Harley like as a character, as like a fun by herself character, and her relationship with Poison Ivy, which I'm like, yes, finally it's all coming together and I can live in such a good time. I've been watching the series and it's so fun and it's funny and I'm really enjoying it. So it was really nice to like be like, hey, wait, this random person that I've drawn, I could make it Poison Ivy, whom I love, my whole heart, my beloved. We love her. Anyway, I think I've rambled for a really long time about things that had nothing to do with this art. But with how long the art took, I didn't really have a lot, and I didn't have a lot to say about it. But you see at the end, near the end, that I actually try to do a little sketch over top of like her skirt part, and I'm like, what if I like put little like leaves on something, and I'm like, no. It's been like 10-12 hours and I'm tired. I was taking breaks and everything, but it was a lot. So I end up like not changing it. I think it looks fine as it is. I put like the leaf decor like around the frame of it just a little bit, and I'm like, I feel like that's enough. Like, she's like, how many green characters with red hair are you gonna see? Like, I don't actually know. I feel like there might be a few, but it's my art. I'm allowed to do what I want. I'm allowed to do, you know? Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope to see you next month. Bye.